top team. Okay, good morning, guys. Welcome to Vote Sports on Vote 104.3 FM. My name is Godwin, and I'm here with the guys in the studio to talk about this weekend. A lot of interesting games, but we will stay.
Good morning, listeners. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, also.
Well, good morning, sports fan. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, we're in yellow. But my own yellow is a team that is doing well. I don't know.
His own yellow is a team that is suffering, but it's
they are last on the table.
They're not suffering.
You are a West Ham fan,
yes,
and you are wearing a Wolves jersey. Oh,
yes.
Do you know being a Nigerian and a Man United fan is worse off, and being an Arsenal fan as well is worse off than being a West Ham fan.
Yeah, just giving you.
Do you know that when you are a Western fan, you are in the minority. When you are wearing Wolves jersey, you are in the super minority. So okay, it's fine.
Welcome, guys, to the show. Okay, let me give you pictures of today's Premier League fixtures for today before we dive into some of the games happening today. Today, 12:30 early kickoff is Spurs versus West Ham. 3 p.m. is Ipswich Town versus Everton. Manchester United will take on Brentford at Old Trafford. Fulham versus Aston Villa, Newcastle versus Brighton, Southampton versus Leicester City. Our own very own Ndidi is going to be playing that game. Last game for today is 5:30 is Bournemouth. We will take on Arsenal. Tomorrow early kickoff, the Super Sunday will start with Wolves taking on City by 2 p.m. and the biggest game of the weekend is Liverpool hosting Chelsea at Anfield. Okay, on Monday, there's game on Monday. Nottingham Forest playing Crystal Palace on Monday. That will conclude this weekend's fixtures. But let's start with today's game, guys. Let's start with the early kickoff because Spurs and West Ham. No, we're talking about West Ham and Nonso is here. Yeah, so they are going to be going to the Spurs Stadium to take on Tottenham Hotspur because the problem now is that last week or before the international break, Spurs were leading 2 goals ahead, but somehow scored 3, and they lost that game. They became the first team in the EPL history to have lost a game when they are 2-goal lead for like forever. It had not happened before. They have lost 10 games since the EPL started, when a team is leading 2 goals and their opponent comes back to equalize and win that game. So it's a bad record for Spurs. They are breaking all the records for the wrong reasons. But that game against West Ham, before the international break, West Ham kind of found their ginger and won their last game.
They won against Ipswich Town. You're telling me ginger.
Ipswich. So what?
It's not.
Okay, but let me start with you, So, what do you think of this game? Your team taking on this stuff.
You win this game now. I know you have arrived. I've always said good things about and this man. Yes, I've always said good things about Eric Ten Hag, but this man for some reason
is not coming to this.
Wait now, calm down.
Can you just agree now that this man is your favorite?
My sentence. Let me finish my sentence. I get where they go. I've always said good things about Ten Hag for some reasons. And I've always criticized Julian because of his record. We saw those records go terribly at Real Madrid. Real Madrid, all places. We saw those records go terribly at Sevilla. We saw those records go terribly at some other places in Spain. Then it came down to Wolverhampton Wanderers. So I'm like, okay, fine. With all this record, it means you're not a proven winner. Now with Eric, I know he's a proven winner. He won at some level. And at Ajax and at Bayern Munich, he won before coming to
But this Bayern Munich you are touting up and down is Division 2. Bayern Munich under 20 something side.
He win trophy, I be no win trophy.
Is what you are touting. How many trophies there in cabinet? Before you begin even come this show this morning now, come they count waiting me. I don't know. If they can't my cup for me, they want me. Except that see anything he has won outside Ajax is discounted. Top club competition in the top 5 leagues in Europe. Simple and short. Okay, don't come here and come and start building monuments in the sky.
Name one trophy you and Lopetegui has to his name. You want to continue to see? I said I always think good praise of this man because of what he's done before. But this one we are not seeing the track record, and he's coming to a team.
Come and carry Ten Hag to West Ham.
I can't carry Ten Hag to West Ham. I can't carry Ten Hag to West Ham. I don't even need him there. You get, but coming to a team, you don't know how they play, you don't know what the structure of play is in the team, and in your first summer, you're making 9 signings that are not giving numbers and are not showing. No, now you don't see where they drag the matter go. You say that you just come here and attack me. You make 9 different signings. You want to bench the striker. Yeah, the striker you brought in, and the one you want to bench is still scoring goals in person of Antonio. Surprise you, Antonio has been there through 5 managers, 6 years in his counting, 4 managers in 6 years, and he has played in 9 different positions on that team. And any manager that comes in wants to bench him, they broke the bank to bring in Sebastian Haller, yet he still continues to play ahead of Sebastian. They broke the bank to bring in somebody else. He still continues to play. Now they're about to break the bank, and they brought in Füllkrug. He's the third or fourth record signing for the club. Yet he's still playing from the bench, ahead of behind who? Behind the same Antonio you want to ship out of the team. Now it tells you that this coach has something he wants to offer, but the players he's bringing in, it seems the players at the club are fighting for what he wants to offer than the players he's bringing in. And now he's not even willing to give those players the chance, because you came in, you sent out a player like James Ward-Prowse, you sent out a player like Kurt Zouma. Now you say the people you brought in are good, fine. Tobido, Max Kilman, they are better because they are younger. But player like Zouma, you can't ship away their experience.
You know,
players like Ward-Prowse, you can't ship away their experience, and you took these players out without even notice.
You know, so I like what I'm about to say now, because it lines up with scripture that says that you are taken by your own words. This man, Lopetegui, has something inside his mind that he can see. You can't see it yet.
That's the way they see it.
Your words, exactly.
No, see, I know that's it.
When
you want to build, I'm just saying, when you want to build a team, look at the people who are playing against now. Tottenham Hotspur. Mate came in. Look at what he did. Gradually, Uno Pedro Porro. It's not something you do once. Summer, as you come during July, August, September, you sign 2. You work with that 2. If you know if those 2 not there enough to give it to you want, January you bring another 2. But this man just come once, 9, starting 11, like Chelsea. Chelsea said, you know how many players this man don't sign for Chelsea? 40 players, 6 managers.
Okay.
Let's hear the result.
No, so I know you are passionate about West Ham. Let's leave West Ham. Let's talk about Spurs in 2 days.
Spurs no get anything to offer for this game. We'll go beat them. Okay. But I'm just fearful for this Julian Lopetegui man of a.
Okay, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. We are live on YouTube at Volt FM Sports. So we are talking EPL this morning. Okay, let's get your prediction for that game. Early kickoff, Tottenham Hotspur versus West Ham.
I go win 2-1. I get fit.
Spurs winning 3-1.
Spurs winning 3-1. Okay, we have one commenter on our YouTube channel. Emmanuel Okitibi is saying Antonio is one of the most underrated rated player ever in EPL.
Thank you. Tell them.
A top team he deserves, not a minor team as West Ham. Okay.
But we know the minor team now. Calm down.
Okay, let's go back. For me, I just pity him because in just 3 or 4 months.
Record. If you look at the record, age no dey inside again. We understand, but he has the experience. He has the. It's the same thing we're saying about Thiago Silva.
Is he going to play 30 minutes per match?
If he plays 60 minutes per match, it's still okay.
Baba cannot play 60 minutes of competitive football.
Last season, he was one of the the rescue points for Man United when they were
because
suffering injuries.
The better legs were injured.
The same thing now they tell you, if the better legs are still injured, because right now we are seeing. You
had a window to ship these guys out. See, this
right now we are
the annoying point for me is that this is not one Neri FC. This is not West Ham FC. This is not one Coventry club somewhere in. This is Manchester. At least if City were leading the line, at least Manchester United should be 5 clicks behind us. At least trying to maintain some steals. Not being like a place that is already falling into tatters. Okay, so at least Manchester United, get your acts together, get yourself another sort. Please face that. One thing I don't like in football, even in football management that I do not keep people around me that are not adding things to the bottom line. You need to add to the bottom line. Lindelof should be gone. Maguire should be gone. What's this other Ericsson guy? Should be gone.
I think
once you understand this, real life and game no be the same.
See, this one thing
Real
you
life
can
and game no be the
one
same.
thing you cannot undermine is that the data is dispassionate to all your sentiments. If you look at the data is dispassionate to all your feeling.
John,
he has played here before, he's old, is this,
John,
his leadership.
I think they bought
dispassionate.
bringing Euro and delete enough. You can put Maguire as your third centre back, and I don't think there's a problem with it, if you ask me. Because if you look at Arsenal, who is their third centre back?
It depends on your standard. Baba, in the market right now.
Okay,
going off performances.
Who is
in the market right now, going off performances, I'll take you any day rather than Maguire. Because Maguire is a Gen Z granddaddy.
John.
Straight up.
That's your personal opinion.
Okay, let's say with
for Man United, he's been there. He's done that. When everybody was not showing results, when everybody was not showing results, he was still there doing his job.
Being there doing that is not quid pro quo to remain at a club. You have to perform your job, perform it diligently well, and help the team. Simple and short.
Talking about now defenders that go on injury, and you still call him the third person to play, and they perform.
Maguire has actually performed well.
You call him last season, he performed for you when other people were injured. When there was no
what was Manchester United defending record last season? He performed for you.
Victor Lindelof, when there was no Lisandro Martinez, when there was no defenders, he was there performing alongside what's it called? Evans.
What was Manchester United defensive record last season?
They kept clean sheets. He and Evans has kept more clean sheets for the side.
Because they bought the league. They kept more clean sheet for the side, because the side right now, the quality of this side right now is subpar. So for a subpar team, both of them are credible options, but not for Manchester United.
For a team trying to build, you can't go and buy all the defenders you see in the market.
I understand what people are saying, but I think personally that if you have, for example, Delete and what's his name? Butcher has been starting. That they are conceding goals. So it's not. It's a problem is that it's not a
new partnership.
It's not a Maguire Evans problem. It's what I want you to understand. It's not new. This partnership has been there since
Saliba and Gabriel did not start in one day. There are seasons where they weren't conceding. There are seasons where they were conceding left, right, and center, miscommunication, not working together, not understanding each other's paradigms and strengths. And now we are seeing a beautiful game.
Do you know the most criticized defense line for Man United? The most criticized defense line for Man United, in the person of Phil Jones and Smalling, had the most clean sheets, more than the hyped defense line of Man United, in person of Smalling and Victor Lindelof.
In the grand scale of Europe now, what is that? In the grand scale of Europe now, where does that pairing rank in the grand scale of Europe? What are we not saying?
I said the most underrated.
What are we saying?
The most underrated, the most criticized, had more clean sheets. I'm talking about in mine. I'm not talking about in Europe. I'm talking about in Man United.
I'm talking about
the most criticized defensive pairing had more clean sheets than the best defensive pairing at Man United at the time.
Best is
at the time, the best then. The best, no, not Vidic. I said the best at the time was Smalling and Victor Lindelof. But yes, Smalling and Jones had more clean sheet than this pairing. The other overhyped defensive line was Bailey and Smalling, better than Smalling and Jones. Or Bailey and Lindelof, better than Smalling and Jones. But yes, Smalling and Jones pairing had more clean sheets.
You like to think in microcosmos.
No, I'm not.
You like to think in microcosmos.
You now, you're telling me now.
You like to think in microcosmos.
John,
I like to think
you sounded like a confused person when you said the likes of, because when you started this show, I said before now that delete for me. Because personal opinions now, I can't allow my personal opinion cloud your better judgment. My personal opinion is my personal opinion. When I said it on the show. Delete is not Man United quality. He has never been. He has been haunted. If not me, he has been haunted by Man United. He went to Juventus. He was dropped down the pecking order at Juventus. He left John Waite. He went all the way from Juventus to Bayern Munich. He was dropped down the pecking order before he now realized that okay, I need to go to Man United at this time of my life. So for me, I would take that kind of player.
That's you.
So that's my personal opinion. But it won't blindside me to the fact that he's a good player in general. You understand this? It won't blindside me.
But it's blindsiding you.
It's not blindsided. I just said my own personal opinion will not get the better judgment of me as a player of his quality. My personal opinion still remains my personal opinion. He can't be Man United quality. That's my personal opinion. When we talk about Man United,
because he rejected Man
United. When I talk about Man United defense line and I said Man United quality, I mentioned Lisandro Martinez. After Lisandro Martinez, I didn't see another person mentioned. I said, okay, fine, we can still stick with Maguire because in 2004, I still remember see, I don't just go with the fact that it's on paper with me. I go with the fact of the records that have been before that people didn't take cognizance of. That's the record I go with.
Okay, let's stay with this game now.
I just want to end with one thought here. You think in microcosms, right? You are thinking in perspective of a moment in time in Manchester United.
The same moment
when
in
that
time.
was
The same moment
bearing.
in. The same moment
I
in
am
time.
thinking
Will
on
give you
a grander
what,
perspective.
the same
If
moment
you
in
zoom
time because
out of that microcosm and you zoom out into the field of Europe, into the teams in Europe, into what is at stake. If you are a bank average mid-table team and you have Maguire and this other guy, that's fine, that's cool for you. But not when you want to be winning the Champions League, not when you want to be bossing the Premier League, not when you want to dominate Europe. So depending on your ambition, you now decide for yourself. Now I'm telling you that in this perspective, those people are not going to have any role in my team.
As an engineer, you can't wake up one day and decide to solve calculus when you've not known the 1 + 1s and 2 + 2s. You learn 2 + 2, 1 + 1, then you learn 2 × 2.
Why do you learn 2.2 when you can hire somebody that knows 2.2
after that, even if you don't see after that learning 2 + 2, 2 × 2, then you now go into what's it called, differential equations, when you go into calculus, senior calculus and all of that. But before you get to that stage, you start from the basics. Now, before you build a team, you need to know the basics of the records that have been there, the defensive pairing and the records that the defenders have kept. You can't just tell me I'm coming out, because at some point, look at the player Man United wanted to go for in the summer. What's his name? Goncalo Inácio. At some point, they needed him as a defender. We saw his record at what's it called in Portugal, Inácio. But what is happening now is this thing has died down.
Okay, let me even conclude this thing. Both of you might disagree on this thing, but it depends on how you want to see it. Manchester United actually bought defenders. Whether Lindelof and Maguire should stay or not, the management
it's up to the club.
Management decided that they will stay. But I think that if you try to use history to be judging future, you might not get what you want, because I remember when Pep went to Manchester, I think he bought 4 defenders. I think he only left Otamendi in his side. Yes. So it's possible you can change, but it takes time. But let's see what Manchester United will be doing, because we are dwelling in this Manchester United. But let's move on to the prediction for that game, because we are all saying this because we want Manchester United to succeed at some point. All this argument is that John wants Manchester United to buy credible defenders so that they can be winning. He wants them to be maybe 5 steps or 4 steps behind Manchester United.
5 clicks. A click is a kilometer. 5 clicks.
So he wants them to be doing well, but not winning the title. And the same thing Nonso is trying to do. So we want Manchester United to actually start doing well, because they have been performing poorly. Okay, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. Okay, let's get your prediction for that game, Manchester United and Brentford. What do you think will happen in that game?
Okay, I'll give Nonso the mic.
I think Man United are keeping another clean sheet.
Okay, win or
they are winning and they are keeping a clean sheet.
Okay, John.
You know, you can walk a mile or a couple of miles, or you can apply leverage and get a bike or get a drop and go to where you are going to. You know, so for me, that's the perspective I work with. And in this match, I'm seeing Manchester United losing this match and conceding goals.
Okay. We have comments on our YouTube channel, and Anacletus will be saying, let Man United fans eat before 3 p.m. I'm sure that their hearts are beating strong now. Anacletus will be saying, it's time to let Ten Hag go. They should stop making mess of the fans' emotion by playing politics with Ten Hag. They can sack Ferguson, but they can't sack Ten Hag. Okay, they can sack Ferguson, but they can't sack Ten Hag. They are not serious. Emmanuel Okitibi saying, truth is Lindelof, Maguire, Eriksen, Shaw, and Daddy in the midfield should all be gone already. Ivan Sef. Okay, Emmanuel Okitibi saying, the lead ended at Ajax and the lead ended at Ajax and first few games at Juve. Okay, the lead ended, like he's talking about
his career ended at Ajax. That's just it. Full stop.
The lead ended at Ajax and the first few games at Juve. Man United boss name, not reality. Okay, Emmanuel is predicting 1-1 for United and Brentford. Okay, Rampage. Rampage, welcome to the show. He's saying, who will win, Chelsea or Liverpool? Okay, we'll come to that. later. Okay, let's get your prediction for other 3 p.m. games. Ipswich versus Everton. What is your prediction, John?
I'm going to give it to Ipswich.
Ipswich to win.
Win or draw.
I like McKenna, but this one is going to be tough for him. So
Okay,
it's a draw.
the clubs that are broken into the top six are playing today. That is Fulham is going to hosting Aston Villa. Emery is actually doing well, but what is your prediction for that game? Who do you think that is going to win that game?
Emery is doing well. Marco Silva is doing well. I think it's a draw for them.
It's a draw.
Emery winning it.
Okay, another big game. Top six, or people that are trying to bring into the top six, is Newcastle and Brighton. Brighton actually won that last game away to Spurs. They are going away now to Newcastle. What do you think will happen in that game? What's your prediction for that game?
I think the energy Fabian has put into the team is something else. So Brighton for me, it's just another level than where De Zerbi left them. So I think I'll stick with Brighton. Though Eddie Howe is a good coach, but I'll stick with Brighton on this one.
John?
Draw
game. Okay, our own in the display today, 3 p.m. is Southampton will host Leicester City. Predictions?
These two teams played in the championship last season, and they know how to hurt each other. So I'll stick with Leicester City on this one.
Okay, Leicester City on this one. Then the final game for today is Bournemouth versus Arsenal. Arsenal are title contenders in this EPL. They are 2 points away from Liverpool, and Liverpool is going to play in Chelsea. We're going to go that next. But do you think that Arsenal can maintain this their winning away from home, because they are more comfortable? They have kept more clean sheet when they go away to play. Because I don't know who was analyzing it, that when they play away, they are more cautious, they are more aware, like their awareness are 100%.
Awareness level is different.
100%. But when they play at home, they play with this relax that they are playing at home, and they concede. But when they play away, they win games. But do you think that Arsenal in this game has what it takes, or Bournemouth has what it takes to hurt Arsenal? Because Arsenal is not a big team.
You have to understand that one of their key, utility players, they're one of the star man, Odegaard is not around. So I'm always going to fault an Arsenal side without him, just because of all the level of work he brings into the side with his work ethic and with who he is as a person, his intrinsic value in the side. So, yes, but Arsenal can nick a win in this game.
What do you think?
Well, they sold their best player to Tottenham Hotspur, and they broke the bank to get another person, Evanescence. And I believe me when I say this, that guy is a workhorse. He's smart, he's creative, and he knows how to run. Though he's a striker, but he knows how to run the midfield, he knows how to run the attack. And I think that's the person you should be worried about, not the rest of the team.
Okay, not the rest of the team. Okay, what is your prediction for that game?
I'm going to call it a win.
A win for Arsenal?
Yes.
Okay. No, so what do you think?
Well, I think these people will try to hurt Arsenal, but let's see if maybe a draw.
A draw?
Maybe.
Okay.
Arsenal might win, but I'm looking at a draw in that game.
Okay, let's move over to the Super Sunday. Sunday. Okay, let's start with the early kickoff. It's Wolves and Manchester City. You are a City fan, John, but Nonso is wearing a Wolves. So I think Nonso will be supporting Wolves to trash. Do you want them to trash Man City tomorrow?
Trash, no.
Okay, we
trash, not really. I think they got a point from Man City. They got 3 points off Man City last season.
To think of it, no team can trash Manchester City in this Premier League until Pep believes that you cannot win the fight.
No, don't say so. They got a win. I think they got a 2-1 win ahead of Man City last season.
I'm talking about trash. Do you know what trashing is?
2-1 win against Man City is like trashing.
The last time they lost with high score, I think it was Liverpool winning them 4-1. I think apart from Liverpool, nobody has scored that amount of goals. Like trashing Man City, playing them. But in this game against Wolves, do you think that Wolves have considered a whole lot of goals? John, please don't tell me Haaland will score hat-trick, because that's the first thing you tell me. But do you think that Wolves can hurt City? They are playing at home.
For me, I'm not worried about Wolves. Like I say, the mentality is always focus on your own input into the game. Focus on your own input. When you take care of the inputs, the outcome is delivered. So that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that it's going to be a blowout for City in this match, and the Viking is going to be on the score sheet.
Yes, and
if he wants to make it 3, who am I?
The Bruyne is back from injury, so I think that their squad probably might not start today, or he might not play today. But in the next game, he's
trying to manage him is going. They started the first 3 games of the season without Rodri, and they won those 3 games. And all of a sudden, Kelvin goes on injury, and they struggled against Newcastle. Now, playing against what's it called now? Wolverhampton Wanderers side that would sit deep and want to hit on the break. Though they've conceded more goals this season, I think it's because they want to change their principle. A team that they want to start playing attacking football. And in that regard, you expose yourself. That's what I'm telling you. You see, as I said, stick to the basics. You know what the basics are. So you want to change the whole style. You want to change the whole principles of the club. Now you open yourself to a whole lot of chances created.
They considered 6 against Chelsea.
Considering 4 against Brighton, considering 6 against Chelsea, considering 4 again against like they've in total they've considered about 15 goals. 15 goals in just 7 appearances. So which means they considered an average of 2 goals per match. You get if not more than that, maybe 20 goals, but they've considered an average of more than 2 goals per match or 2.6 goals per match in the first 7 games of the season. Now, because they want to change the philosophy, I'm just going to say it. O'Brien, don't do it. Against Man City, stick with the Nuno Espirito Santos formation. Sit all 7-man back, 3-man in midfield. So when you get the ball, launch it forward to the 3-man and hit on the break and get your score.
I think it's going to be an easy win for Man City because Wolves have lost the last 5 games. They have lost 4 and draw 1, and they have -12 goal difference, like -12. And they have
like I said, they've considered about 15 to 20.
They lost 9 games already.
See, like I said, they've considered 15 to 20 goals.
They lost 6 games and just drew 1.
Total, like I said, they've considered 6 games. They've considered 15 to 20 goals in the past 7 games, which means they're averaging about 2.6 goals per game. Now, if they continue like this against Man City, maybe it will be another club record winning because the highest we've seen in the Premier League is 9-0. We've seen 9-0 in the Premier League where Man United won against Southampton 9-0 twice, and some other team won.
I think Man U has trashed Arsenal at some point 8-2. Okay, remember guys,
glory days are past.
Okay, let's get your prediction before I read the YouTube comments. John.
For me, I'm just going to say if Wolverhampton Wanderers do their homework well, then it will be a 1-1 draw.
1-1, John.
City to win.
City to win. Okay, Emmanuel is on our YouTube channel is making his own prediction. He's saying Man U, Brentford 1-1. Everton finally will be relegated this season. Okay. And he's saying, Emmanuel is also saying tight, but Arsenal will still win. Emmanuel is saying, I am also predicting Wolves and Everton for relegation. So City will win well. Okay, let's move on to the biggest one of the weekend. Is Liverpool hosting Chelsea. Now
slot ball.
Now it's Slot versus Maresca. Slot is first on the table. He earned it, so nobody can take it away from him. He being first means that he's doing something cool. Now Slot is another. Maresca is another. He's fourth on the table. Maresca is cooking gradually. He has only lost 1 game against City in the opening day. Since then, he have not lost any game, even though he had drew 2 games already. But he lost 1. But if Maresca can muster or get a win, they will be only 1 point behind Liverpool, who are the lead leaders. Now, what do you think will happen in that game? Do you think that Liverpool has enough in that squad? Let's start with you now, to win this game, or can Maresca, this thing where they cook?
The food, I don't talk about before. The food no go sweet and it go burn. You know when you chop food, you no sweet, make the food can't get burn inside. Now where the food they go right now? Because look at it now. For him to come out and say this, look at when everybody was saying Kopama. The last international break, I just decided not to say anything because he started. I decided to just let it pass. Now the first start to be that we no really expect him to do much. He was played off position, but we still say in numbers of that match no show up, in numbers no turn up. But now the coach is coming to back him and say after taking him out of Europe, the list is submitted for the Conference League. He took him out of the list is submitted for the FA Cup. Now he's saying to the media that you can't put all the pressure on one player.
Yes.
Now, which is true. And that's why Chelsea need to have creative midfielders around. And that's why you have a Joao Felix and all of that. So which means this pressure will be off Kopama. Maybe he might take him off at some point in this game. But we're seeing a slot ball that has conserved in midfield. You get a slot ball that is always cautious of the defensive lines they keep. The offside traps, the midfield positioning, the behind the run away, and what's it called? Positional awareness of the position. And they hit on that position, and they know how to give their attackers ball on a 1v1 situation, and they bury it well. And playing that team now, that's the slot ball. Playing against, that's the Pep / slot ball. meeting your defenders 1v1 and trying to bury the chance, and playing against a Chelsea side that creates 1,015 chances and only score 1. Liverpool creates 17 and scores 7. You create 1,015 and score 1. That is where the game will be told. That is the story of this game now. Who creates the most chances? Who buries their chances?
John, Chelsea is going to Anfield. Anfield is a hostile environment. If you look at what Barcelona faced there when they were 3-0 on that Champions League after the Nou Camp, they won that game in Nou Camp, they went to Anfield and Anfield was buzzing and they lost that game 4-1. Anfield is a very tough place to go. Even Pep hardly win at Anfield, so it's not like you walk into Anfield and just get your 3 points and leave. You cannot just go and grab it. Even you have to grab it.
Under club now.
Have you watched under club? Under any manager, even under Benitez.
Okay, but if you look at that game, Slot has meant even though they lost at home to Nottingham Forest, that's only glitch they have this season. Small glitch. It happens in football once in a while. But let's give Forest their credit for that game. But do you think that Maresca can walk into Anfield and fight and take 3 points and go back to the bridge?
You know, I wouldn't put it past Maresca nicking a win. Not necessarily dominating and winning, nicking a win. I wouldn't put it past Maresca. Of course, because you have too much talent in the midfield. I think Liverpool and Chelsea are matched man for man in the midfield. Where I have issues with Chelsea is if they are going to play Disaster Disasi, or who they play in their centre half pairing, you know, and then the lone man up front, if he's going to be on his good day, whether he's going to be on his off day, you know, because at the end of the day, that's where it's going to be matched. If you look at Liverpool's midfield, you look at Chelsea's midfield, I am confident in both. They can cancel each other out.
The revelation for Liverpool, what is that guy's name? Gravenberch, yes.
You know, and then if you look at Chelsea, you have their own players there. You have the Caicedo, you have the Lavia, you have the Fernandez, you have the star man himself, Cole Palmer, and a couple of other side acts on the flanks who can come in and do something. But the question is going to be in those fine seconds where you need to be on the ball, in those 5 fine seconds where you need to finish and convert. Are you going to be clinical or are you going to be profligate? Simple.
You just call all the midfielders Chelsea get, you even call bench join. As in, they go start all their defensive midfielders. And when you were calling those midfielders, you're not calling attacking-minded players. The only player you called that was attacking-minded was Cole Palmer.
That's only who else?
Then that's in the midfield, though.
Yes, who else?
Then in Liverpool, you know how many attacking-minded players they there?
McAllister.
Gravenberch said they go attack.
Yes, but
Dominic Szoboszlai they go attack.
Yes, but
even the defensive midfielder they go attack.
It depends how you set up your team, though.
Simple.
I'm just saying.
Simple.
Even if Lavia starts ahead of Enzo, which is not, we are not going to see, it's still going to be difficult for Chelsea to hit them and play possession-based attacking football. That's just the case. And if you're going to play on the break, which means you'll be starting a all-pace and no-brain player in person of Mudryk. I always say this about all pace and no brains. If you're going to play someone that can run but cannot bury the chances he creates while running, it's going to be a problem because you won't see the pass, you won't see the final pass, you won't see someone running on the other end of the pitch.
That adventure is difficult doesn't mean you cannot win. At the end of the day, the race is not going to be who has the ball more, who has fleet-footed players or whatever. It's those fine points, those fine seconds. That's what's going to determine this game.
Let me now ask you, John. We've talked about the Chelsea attack now. All the players that will come in, Sancho, you mentioned them. Then now let's come back to the red side of the pitch. In the attack alone, you have what's it called? Diaz. You have a Darwin Núñez. Even if that one know they score goal, you have Darwin Núñez. You have Salah. Now compare the attacking and what's it called conversion rates between the two front threes. I'm not talking about let's say the front three for Chelsea is Sancho,
Jackson,
Michael Jackson, and what's it called now? Madueke. Now these are the front three for Chelsea. Then you have a Diaz, Darwin, and Mo. Who do you think converts more chances? Definitely the other team, the Liverpool side. Then let's now remove the starting 11. Let's say the bench. Let's talk about the bench now. If you want to talk about the other player they start. The front three again is Christopher. Who again do they have? They have Christopher, Mudryk, and Pedro. Then these players have Chiesa, what's it called? Slow motion Gakpo, and Diogo Jota. Who buries more chances? The same Liverpool side. So which means the front six of Liverpool, the first three and the second three, anyone they want to start, buries more chances than any of the front three in Chelsea.
The front three of Liverpool buries more chances than Chelsea, right?
Yes.
But if they do not get service, are they going to still bury
The service still buzzing.
That's the thing now.
See,
if Chelsea can disrupt that flow,
who won't disrupt the flow?
If Chelsea can disrupt that flow, then you cut short that conversion
who won't
rate and you can create a chance.
Who won't disrupt the flow? Is it the inexperienced way
that you have more conversion rate? It is not binary. It is not set in stone. It is dependent on performance on the pitch.
Now let's look at the pace.
Where was the front six when they lost to Nottingham Forest? It can be done, and it has been done. So let's not come here and talk as if these guys are invincible.
They underestimate. You see, John, if this match happen now, if this John happen now, you go, yeah, irrespective. Now where John they go now? The next direction where John they go now, irrespective. But let's now tell you now that against Chelsea, if we're looking at because what I'm looking at is not the attackers or the attackers. What I'm looking at is this attack versus this defense. You get? I've called the Chelsea front three. They're meeting against a Liverpool defense line. You're coming up against Trent,
that is going to
Konate,
and depend on service. Are they going to stay up there and the ball appear to them?
You're talking about a defensive line that is you're talking about a defensive line that is experienced and more conscious. In person of Robertson, Van Dijk, and
are they machine or human being? Where were they when they conceded and lost to Nottingham Forest?
They conceded one goal on the break.
And that's all I'm saying.
Because everybody was pushing forward.
One flourish of brilliance
but the
is enough
Chelsea,
for you to need
Chelsea
a
does
win
not have,
in this
Chelsea
game.
at the moment does not have. Chelsea at the moment does not have the level of brilliance that Nottingham Forest gets that day. Because once you misunderstand is why Nottingham Forest is underrated. Look at their records in every game that they've played this season. They've always scored goals. They get 7 chances, they score 2. Their conversion rate and their conversion rate and level of clinicality, you can't compare to that of Chelsea.
What was their game against Chelsea?
They lost against Chelsea because their coach had a red card in the previous match.
See, that's all I need to say.
You see and see, John will continue to play on words until he gets what he wants.
QAD, simple.
Now look at it now. The coach had a red card. He wasn't on the sideline to
all this one now
against Brighton, the same thing happened.
Nothing you want.
You get Chelsea won against Brighton, Abi, because coach get red card. You get. So Nottingham Forest, I'm not going to say anything about Nottingham Forest, but I'm just going to say that this game now against Chelsea is going to tell not on the midfield because the midfield Chelsea has 3 defensive midfielders that can start and 1 attacking midfielder, but Liverpool has the midfielders that could defend and also attack.
Okay, let's get your prediction before we start taking calls. Let's take your prediction for that game. It's going to be a big Sunday for everybody. I'm going to sit down and enjoy the game because what thing concern me, draw is good for me. But let me get your prediction for that game. I'll start with you, John. What's your prediction for that game?
Chelsea win or draw?
Liverpool 4-0. Liverpool go beat them with no good. Now me talker for this show.
Okay, you can call us to tell us your prediction for that game. Number to call is 0706 048 5853. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. It's the weekend wahala.
Okay. So your name and location, please. Okay, Bishop Francis. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Mm. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Waiting no good.
Mm. Okay, thank you very much, Bishop. 0706 0485853. Liverpool is going to be hosting Chelsea. That's the biggest game of the weekend. Hello, good morning. Good
Good
morning. Name
morning
and
to
location,
you.
please. Okay. Okay, let's move over to your own club, Liverpool and Chelsea.
I know. I see. Continue. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yes, yes,
Yes.
mine is at home. Yes. Uh, all right. Thank you very much.
If they can lose, I will be very happy.
Okay. Thank you very much.
West Ham were Tottenham.
Yes.
Let me pity for them. So West Ham will be to win.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you very much.
I thank you very much.
Yes.
Good Chelsea.
0706 048 5853. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, brother.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
This is a cup of ball line.
Okay. From where?
Yes, I'm from Olivia.
Okay. All right. What's your contribution?
I heard someone saying energy, this and that and that and that. Energy,
Please, can you speak up, please?
I said I heard someone saying there's not matching up with energy, this and that.
Okay.
And that of Liverpool. I don't understand that. What kind of energy are you talking about? Is it not the same energy that, players, develop in the field of play? Is energy more than energy? Talking about energy itself, I can even tell you that Chelsea have more energy than Liverpool.
Okay.
So that statement is not.
Okay. What do you think will win that game?
What I'm saying is that football is played in the field. Any team that performs better at the end of the day takes the day. I'm not among those that will say this one will happen. See, when we get into the field of play, then let the two teams match each other and see who gets better off of each other.
All right. Yes.
For someone to tell me that Liverpool got more energy than my brother, that
What? Nope.
this is football for you. Don't just give it
See,
to anything.
see how sometimes see,
When the game is not yet played.
yes, see how they do prediction. If I ask you now, City and Rangers situation, who will win? Who will you say? It's possible that Rangers can win, but you can predict. If I tell you now to predict, you will choose the one you think based on their previous record. That's how you do prediction. You don't naturally do prediction because. Yeah, I say if you say Manchester City and Rangers, if I ask you to predict that game now, who do you think that you say that will
clarify the Rangers? He's thinking that it's Rangers of Scotland. Enugu Rangers, Man City versus Enugu Rangers. Who do you think will win? But what if I tell you that I can support Rangers to get a draw from that game? Okay.
Okay. I understand that. I understand it. Okay. 4:30. 4:30. Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Let's take one more call. 0706 048 5853. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, guys, in the studio.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
Pedro from Ogunafo.
Okay, Pedro.
Welcome.
Pedro, what is your contribution?
Happy weekend to you guys.
Happy weekend.
Happy weekend.
See this match, Chelsea and Liverpool.
Yes.
This match, I am afraid they say they belong we want to Anfield and get the
3 points.
win.
Mm.
There was a win. So, but that match is that match that I will know whether Chelsea are back, really back, because they love to City, one of the top 5 clubs, and tomorrow they are bashing out this and they have not played any big team except from City that they lost. So that on Sunday match, that is tomorrow. I think the highest result, my club Chelsea, I am a Chelsea fan, but if a win will come, I will take it, but I think the highest result will get is a draw.
Okay. Thank you very much.
We are not going to allow Liverpool to beat us. And for United, if they beat them 2-0, that is the luckiest scoreline they got. And for West Ham and Tottenham Hotspur, everybody know what is going to happen. Let us not say anything about it.
That was the same thing everybody knew that was going to happen against Brighton. And what happened?
One more call. 0706 048 5853. This is last call, and I'll be ending the show. Hello, good morning.
Hello, as well. Good morning.
Good morning. Name and location, please.
This is an additional from Chelsea.
Okay, what is your contribution about that game?
Number one, I first of all supporting also.
Okay.
For Chelsea to go there, to go and claim 3 points is not possible. They will beat them maximum of 2-0. It will not happen. Because Chelsea is not a lower club. Like, the Chelsea is here to the people, they like to make noise.
Yes.
Okay, that's one. Two, for the Man U, I believe Man U can speak for today. Because I think that arrive to win this people is not possible.
Okay.
But they will take draw today.
Thank you very much.
For my club, Arsenal, you collect that 3 points. Either they like it or not. If it 1-0, you collect the 3 points.
Okay.
Which time that match?
5:30.
5:30.
5:30. No, that's nice. Thank you.
All right, Gunners for life. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's move on to comments on our YouTube channel before we close the show. Reading some of the comments we have here on our YouTube. Anacletus Obi is giving Man City to trash Wolves 4-1. And Emmanuel Okitibi is saying Liverpool to win 3-1 against Chelsea. And Anacletus Obi is predicting Liverpool to win also by 2-1. We have some comment. Gabriel Stanley, welcome to the show. Gabriel, he said Liverpool is going down today. Oh, okay, he's going back today. Jat, okay, he's asking. Jat is asking a different question here, and which I've answered already. Okay, this is how we are going to be ending today's show. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for joining us live on YouTube today. Thank you for all your calls. I'll be coming back on Monday to discuss all these games, especially this Liverpool versus Chelsea. We are going to dwell on that on Monday to get all your opinions about that game because it's going to be an interesting game. Let's hope that Maresca and Slot we'll cook something for us that is delicious this weekend. I will enjoy our weekend.
The food no go sweet.
It go sweet. Yeah, but belly go sweet. Have a lovely weekend. My name is Godwin. I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye for now.
Hello, Enugu, and welcome to Volt 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage.